Now your Storm Team 2 forecast first, sponsored by American Biker.
Let's open up the weather window, and when we do, take a look at that. Beautiful look out the window right now, 77 degrees. We've got a live camera at the Charleston Harbor Resort and Marina capturing beautiful view of downtown Charleston. Blue skies, 81 degrees in Moncks Corner. Somerville, 1 degree shy of that, 81 in Walterboro. Down to Folly Beach, some lucky 7s there at 77. And you can always download our Storm Team 2 weather app. And when you do, follow along with our team. Mostly sunny skies by 7 o'clock and 74. By midnight, mostly clear and 67. Tomorrow morning, a mild start, 7 a.m., 66 and mostly sunny skies. Another beautiful day on the way. More about that coming up in just a few minutes. News 2 at 6 starts right now.
Now, Count on 2, live and local in the Lowcountry. This is News 2 at 6.
Efforts to preserve 2 historical cemeteries in Berkeley County could finally be making some headway, and tonight community members are calling on leaders for help. We'll have that story coming up.
Plus, schools working to make sure students do not fall behind. What state requirements districts are using to keep students at their current grade level.
And later, popular rapper Kodak in a Florence County courtroom today, the plea deal he accepted in a sexual assault case from 2016.
Good evening. Thank you for staying with us for News 2 at 6 o'clock. I'm Brendan Clark.
We are glad you are watching. Good evening, everyone. I'm Carolyn Murray. Happening right now, former U.S. Congressman Joe Cunningham's campaign for South Carolina governor is officially underway.
Sure is. He's expected to walk into Tradesman Brewing Company any minute. That's where we find News 2's Katie Turner. And Katie, there's some excited supporters out there right now.
Yeah, Brennan, I'm not sure if you can tell by the noise, but this brewery's getting pretty packed right now. I'm going to have my photographer pan around so you can see a bit of the crowd right here. Tons of supporters out, all in support of Cunningham's campaign. Probably more than 100 people are here, including some community leaders. I've spoken with at least one Charleston County councilman, and now this support is translating into money for Cunningham. He's already brought in about $400,000 since announcing that he would run on Monday. Those on his side say he'll make a good governor because of his willingness to reach across the aisle.
We know that he's effective because he got 2 bills signed even by a Republican president. And so we recognize that he was the most bipartisan member of Congress and most effective member of Congress. So he would make an excellent governor because he knows how to work with individuals to get things done.
Now we're expecting to hear from Cunningham any minute now. He's going to make a speech and then answer some questions, and you can catch it tonight on News 2 at 10 and 11. For now, live in downtown Charleston, I'm Katie Turner. Count on 2.
Katie, thank you. And a programming note for you tonight. We want you to stay tuned right here on News 2 for President Biden's first address to Congress. NBC News special primetime coverage anchored by Lester Holt and Savannah Guthrie starts tonight right here on News 2 at 9. Efforts to save 2 historical Berkeley County cemeteries could finally pay off for some Cainhoy residents fighting to preserve the memory of their ancestors. News 2's Riley Benson joins us live from Cainhoy. And Riley, there are marked graves, unmarked graves as well, and some dating back to the Revolutionary War.
Carolyn, this is a fight to preserve some of the area's oldest history, but those behind the effort say development in the area is marching on without preserving the resting grounds. Several marked graves and dozens more unmarked graves found recently lie on the path of construction and face the threat of being built over. Community members have been working to save as many as possible through ground penetration radar. The efforts have received the support of Charleston Mayor John Tecklenburg through a letter sent to state officials. Fred Lincoln, who believes he has some family members buried in the cemetery, hopes the remains can be preserved.
Find out whether our ancestors are buried and they won't be under someone's house. And I don't think that's much to ask. And we're willing to compromise. If there was only one over there, then that's negotiable. We may be able to move it. And we're going to be able to work out something with the developer if they would just sit down and respect our wishes.
Now, Carolyn, I want you to take a quick look behind me. You can see there are a ton of community members here at the cemeteries. They're expected to call on help from leaders, from the developer, all to make sure that the remains in these two cemeteries here are being preserved and taken care of. They're asking for extra help. You can see there's probably about 20 to 30 people that are gathered here. That press conference is expected to begin any minute now. And of course, you can count on us to bring you the very latest, to listen in, and bring you more coming up on News 2 at 11. Carolyn, one other point. Officials and leaders are expected to meet with the developer this Friday in hopes of ironing out some sort of a compromise when it comes to the preservation of these two cemeteries. For now, reporting live in Berkeley County, Riley Benson, Count on 2.
Riley, thank you. And now to the latest coronavirus numbers. The Department of Health and Environmental Control reported 403 new cases and 28 additional deaths today. There were nearly 9,000 tests conducted in our state yesterday, making the percent positive 6.6%. Schools are working to make sure students do not fall behind as the pandemic creates more problems with them getting back to a normal schedule in the classroom. News 2's Lexi Moore is live at Moultrie Middle School in Mount Pleasant. And Lexi, some districts are using state requirements to make sure that students are reaching grade level.
Yeah, Carolyn, with districts in the Lowcountry realizing those changes, they're adding more curriculum to help those students, especially third graders who are about to take state testing. The South Carolina Read to Succeed Act went into place in 2017. With this law in place, it requires all third grade students to pass state tests in order to move to fourth grade. With the pandemic taking students out of the classroom, Lowcountry leader school districts are figuring out new ways to help keep students on track. However, some third grade teachers question whether students can transition to a normal school year after the pandemic.
Because even with kids back in the classroom teaching dual modality right now, it is a far cry from what I would normally be doing just because of the restrictions within the classroom to keep us all safe, which is important. We need to remember we're teaching in the midst of a pandemic. These things are very important, but we are all itching to get back to higher quality teaching.
I reached out to Charleston County School District and they tell me as of right now they do not see an increase in numbers, but they do plan on utilizing their school summer camp to help the students who fell behind. In Mount Pleasant, I'm Lexi Moore. Count on 2.
New at 6 o'clock, a second version of the Save Women's Sports Act failed in the House Judiciary Committee. The measure would require middle and high schools in the state to identify their sports teams based on biological gender, male, female, or co-ed. News 2's Kate Prestak has the latest.
Advocates tell me that the Save the Women's Sports Act failing was a huge win for the community, but even having the bill introduced was largely invalidating. For many, this bill is about more than a game. It's about community and acceptance.
Playing sports taught me teamwork. It taught me leadership. It taught me how to win gracefully, and it taught me how to lose gracefully.
Ivy Hill, the director of Gender Bender, says sports allowed them to build critical life skills, and Bill 4153 was an attack on those who don't identify as their biological sex.
Hearing your body and your life and your existence and your dignity be debated by people who don't understand, and it just very simply, trans girls are girls.
Those who back the legislation say there is a danger in allowing trans women to compete.
These kinds of bills that are coming out are effectively saying if we allow trans people to play, then we're letting a fox go in a hen house.
Meg Gutschez, an adjunct instructor for the College of Charleston, says that idea is not substantiated with evidence and is a slippery slope.
We have no evidence that this is a fox. We have no evidence of trans athletes injuring cis athletes in higher numbers. We don't have evidence for this. This isn't about protecting women. This is about controlling women, controlling all women.
Gutschez says while she too is happy about the failed measure, this is not the end.
Until that research comes out, especially from like an adult perspective, it's a red herring argument. Like, what are you really worried about? Because we have no evidence to suggest that this is dangerous.
Several other anti-transgender bills remain pending. For more on those, head to our website, counton2.com. In Mount Pleasant, I'm Kate Prestak. Count on 2.
Families who lost loved ones because of drunk drivers are urging lawmakers to strengthen the state's DUI laws. Mothers Against Drunk Driving say South Carolina is among the highest in deaths in the nation. Advocates held a news conference at the South Carolina State House today, urging the House to pass Senate Bill 28. Right now, under Emma's law, some convicted drivers have to use an ignition interlock device in their car. The new bill would require every convicted DUI offender to have an ignition interlock device, and it would increase the amount of time the device is in the vehicle based on the number of DUI convictions.
Essentially saying no to Senate Bill 28 is saying that 285 lives a year lost to drunk driving is fine. That being among the worst.
The Senate passed the bill 41-1 earlier this year. It is currently waiting for a hearing of the House Judiciary Committee. Under the measure, the ignition interlock devices are paid for by the offenders. Rapper Kodak Black has pleaded guilty to a lesser charge that stems from allegations he raped a high school student in Florence in 2016. Lacey Lee reports his family and Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson were with him in the courtroom.
I'm here at Florence County Judicial Center, where rapper Kodak Black's court hearing was set for 2 this afternoon. He showed up at 3 and still pleaded guilty to a lesser charge. Kodak Black, whose real name is Bill Capri, pleaded guilty to first-degree assault and battery with the conditions that he takes full accountability for what happened and publicly apologized to the victim. He did so in court. He must also undergo counseling. Black agreed to all conditions of the plea deal. 12th Circuit Solicitor Ed Clement says the victim agreed to the negotiated plea as well.
I apologize this happened. I'm hopeful we can all move forward. I wish her the best in her life.
That was Lacey Lee reporting. Black's attorneys also stated that the rapper has been monitored by a federal probation agent since he was released from a previous charge. President Trump commuted his sentence on federal weapons charges.
USC is partnering with the Department of Corrections to help vaccinate incarcerated people for COVID-19. There will be a hospital wing set up to give vaccinations in order to confine prisoners to one area at the hospital's Chester facility. This also means adding several security enhancements while shots are being given, including security doors, windows, cameras, and fencing. The total cost for the renovations still being finalized.
The Somerville Police Department has announced their Police Officer of the Year. Officer Jasmine Deese is a school resource officer at Oak Brook Middle School. When she learned a student ran away on Mother's Day, she and another officer bought that mother flowers, balloons, and even a card. She also spoke with that student on the phone, which later resulted in the student returning home. In June, Officer Deese learned his student needed to go to summer school, but his mother could not afford it. Officer Deese worked several off-duty jobs to pay those summer school fees.
I love working with kids. I love being the difference. They come in, they're like, oh, I hate the police. I'm like, why do you hate us? And it turns around, they're like, oh, Officer Deese, I want to come sit in your office for lunch. I love being able to impact the kids, to make it, the image we have nowadays, the kids are just following along with, and they're like, oh, we don't like them. So knowing that I can change that and their whole perspective change of law enforcement officers, I love it.
Congratulations, Officer Deese. She says that she also believes becoming an officer is one of the best decisions she ever made, and I think we all agree she made the right choice.
A dramatic body camera video showing several Savannah police officers pulling an unconscious woman from a burning car. Check it out. Officers responded to a single car crash shortly before midnight last night. They found the car with flames shooting from the hood. The driver managed to escape, but a female passenger was unconscious and stuck in the front seat. Her doors either locked or jammed due to the accident, so officers managed to pull her into the back seat and out of the car. The driver and passenger rushed to the hospital, both with serious injuries. The accident remains under investigation.
It's been a fantastic day wherever you may have been. Maybe you're at Folly Beach right now or heading that direction for an evening stroll tonight. Right now, 72 degrees. We do have some beachgoers, as you can see. We do have shallow coastal flooding potential again because of the earlier full moon this week. So water levels could be 7.4 to 7.6 feet. Many times, those areas that do flood in Charleston flood around 7 feet. So we could see some moderate flooding there. So be on the lookout for that. That actual high tide is 10:10 tonight. Hey, the sun going down at 8 o'clock. First time that's happened this year in terms of adding 20 more minutes by the time we get to May 28th, so a month from now. And June 21st through July 7th, 8:31 is our sunset time. That's the latest it sets here in Charleston. Let's see what to expect over the next few days. We know we could see mid to upper 80s through Friday, which actually could make this the warmest temperatures of the year so far to date. Slight rain chance Friday through Sunday, not quite as warm this weekend, especially on Saturday. Saturday will back off to the 70s and then 80s returning coming up next week. It is 80 in Somerville, 81 in St. George, over to Moncks Corner at 79, Mount Pleasant at 76, over towards Walterboro at 79, down to Johns Island, the executive airport, it's 78. So here's the way the weather plays out this evening. Looks great. 74, 7 o'clock tonight, upper 60s from 9 to 11. And I think we'll start out tomorrow, your Thursday, in the mid-60s, meaning we don't have to really go that far to see those temperatures move up pretty quickly. March, 87. That's as warm as we've been in late March. April's warmest temperature is 86. We're going to get real close to that, if not exceed that, for tomorrow. And not just tomorrow, but also on Friday in our 5-day temperature trend. Then you can clearly see a change happens between Friday and Saturday. That's a cold front finally breaking through this ridge that's brought us some very nice weather. The ridge eventually is going to start to break down, and you'll see that with the dip here. As the ridge is squashed down to the south, we'll get more of a northwesterly flow. Again, this is into Saturday, and that's why Saturday afternoon temperatures most likely only in the mid-70s. 64 for you inland, 66 at the beach, partly cloudy. Should still be a beautiful moon in the sky that comes up just after 10 o'clock for tonight. Here's your extended forecast. Thursday, 88. Friday, 88. A stray thunderstorm on Friday and early Saturday. Saturday cooling down to 76, warming right back up to 80 on Sunday. And next week, the first full week of May, is looking pretty toasty as well. Here comes your beach forecast with the water temperature up to 71 now. The air temperature Thursday and Friday at the beach should be right around 80 degrees. And our 3-degree guarantee, we needed one more degree today. We forecast 84, only got to 80 today. $1,400 so far is sitting there in the bank. Thank you, Budget Blinds. To the MUSC Shawn Jenkins Children's Hospital. Again, that $1,400 is money in the bank.
Thanks, Rob. A group of Greenville County fourth graders got a special visit this afternoon as students in Myrna Hawthorne's virtual program were over the moon, I guess you could say, with an out-of-this-world opportunity to speak with retired NASA astronaut Ron Garan. They were able to ask him about his space journey, learn more about his career. Garen's message to the students: never give up on your dreams.
Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something, that you're not good enough to do something, that you don't have what it takes to do something, because I really believe that anybody who sets their heart on something can achieve whatever it is they want to do in life.
Garan spent 178 days in space, traveled more than 71 million miles, 2,842 orbits of this planet.
Next on News 2.
The NFL draft is almost here, and the Carolina Panthers, well, they might be looking for a quarterback. I'll have all the details for you when we come back.
Here's a look at what's trending on CountOn2.com and the News 2 app. A bill to let South Carolina college athletes to make money heads to the governor. Country singer Dierks Bentley is having a beach concert at the Windjammer soon. And a beaver spotted on the beach at Huntington Beach State Park in Georgetown County.
Stay in the know on the go with the News 2 app, sponsored by Buchanan Tile and Design.